Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Happy Catty Crypto here. So let's just dive into it. I said I would give you all an update when we got some kind of confirmation, and I was waiting for a photo confirmation because it's easy just to say you've got someone's fingerprints, you've got this, you've got all of these other things, but you know, a photo's really going to prove they've got him, and they finally got him. So the fear and greed index is still sitting at greed. We're looking now at greed. Yesterday greed, last week was neutral, last month was greedy. This is really good. The reason why the fear and greed index is so important to crypto, it just kind of gives you a small indicator of the sentiment that's inside the current crypto community. So let's move over to this article, and you can simply just Google DoKwon arrest, and loads of different things are going to come up. But this is the article that I found the most rewarding, so to speak. I fact checked quite a lot of it, and I was able to pretty much more or less find out that he has traveled on, well, attempted to travel on forged documents, which just shows you, if you're forging documents to move from country to country, you've done something wrong at that point. When you're evading the law intentionally, you've done something wrong. And like I was saying, Montenegro, they have a very old extradition law with the United States, and they have extradited a couple previously to do with a 20 million fraud. So the likelihood is we're going to see DoKwon be be extradited to America, which, to be quite honest, as much as it's going to suck, it shows that you can't get away with these sort of things, because I know a lot of people thought to themselves, he's gotten away with this, he's simply just going to get away with it. It seemed like at that point he was, I've done nothing wrong. He was on Twitter, he's posting all these different things, and I can imagine it was irritating a lot of people. So as to where this is going to go now, these are really good photos, by the way, that they've managed to snap. There's another partner with him who's been, this whole forging of documents just really does go to show how deep this rabbit hole is possibly going to end up going. So
you still look exactly like yourself.
Worst fake mustache I've ever seen.
A lot of people are sitting and they're thinking to themselves, well, Jay, what's going to happen possibly now that it's confirmed? What's going to happen with Luna? What's going to happen with USTC? What's going to happen with Luna Classic? What's going to happen to all of the Cosmos? Because everybody was getting on board with Station. And this is the point I was trying to get across recently, is that we're all interweaved into this system. So what can we look at right now as a signal for what's really been going on recently? Well, if you've noticed anything, if you know who Jared is, you'll notice that Jared's taken a lot of the kind of front of shop work, really dealing with everything to do with the front of shop, the community, updating the community, and keeping things rolling, keeping that ball pushing up that really tough hill. So what I believe is Jared has been put in place for a specific reason, that just in case DK did get nabbed, they've got a backup, right? Jared's there, he can still run the system, he can still do all of these other things, which are really good. If you're not following Jared on TFL and you're dealing with Luna and even dealing with LUNC, he provides all of the updates for Station. So this is where you're going to get your best information to do with Station. If you've got issues with Station, the likelihood is Jared's got a fix for it, or he knows a fix for it. Now, this is the part where it's a hazy subject, because the whole system could just be swarmed on, especially having DK in America, right? Because DK will have access to source codes. The likelihood is they're going to have access to the repository. So let's say TFL gets nabbed, the system gets shut down. LUNC is a separate system, but we still utilize Station. We can always revert back to a Terra station that we used to use. We can also copy the repository they're using for Station if it's a public branch, and we can just reproduce that environment ourselves. So we've got lots of decisions and lots of different possible roads that we can walk down as we find out how this whole road's going to pave itself out, what's going to happen with this whole situation, because now they've got him. Like I was saying, it's kind of like, I always dread if they ever found out who was behind the creation of Bitcoin, and then they get hold of that person, because the person who created it knows things, right? They have access to things. there could be a contingency, a backup plan, some kind of backdoor or anything. And it always scares me when governments get hold of people like this, and instead of them lawyering up and hitting it head on, you're seeing this evasion kind of technique, which is obvious here. And it's not a good look later on down the line for yourself, and instead of just lawyering up and facing it for what it was. So this is all really interesting. Like I said, I would update you all as we got information on this. So the police said in a statement they had found forged Costa Rican passports and a separate set of Belgian passports in their luggage during the encounter. So likelihood is they were going to go from Costa Rica to Belgium, and then who knows from there. This, it makes me happy, not because of anything, just for the simple fact that justice is going to be served, hopefully, and all of those people who deserve retribution are possibly going to get it now, and he can't just sit there in a podcast episode with someone and sort of go, well, you know, it wasn't my fault, and if you starve a tiger, that whole situation, we've all kind of been in that. I'll try link it in the editing, that little clip where they say that in the Coinage interview. But this is really good. Looking forward to seeing how this pans out, because once we get past this, we're past it, right? It's done, it's finished, it's over, and then we can show that we are not part of this new system. We're a new community who not so much took control, but we picked up the pieces that they left behind of a previous coin. We've done nothing wrong. We shouldn't be able to be dragged into this, and realistically, this should pan out for us after we've taken the kind of initial brunt of it, because all of those who were involved in Luna, that validating set, it might all possibly get locked up and freezed. So they would have to, you know, not have to, but they would just think to themselves, well, I'll just go back to LUNC and continue doing what I was doing there and moving forward for that. So it's all, you know, you've got all these different roads, all of these kind of different trails of thought, and we're never going to be able to cover everything, and we're never going to be able to sit there with a crystal ball, humming with it, going, trying to find out what's actually going to happen, because we're just not going to know. We just have to take it as it unfolds and try and best play the market. I've seen Binance has halted spot trading or something. Yeah, so they've halted spot trading. It's going to resume in 20 minutes, but I think there was a temporary halt also on crypto.com. I've been out most of the day, so I'm a bit behind on everything, but these are just normally temporary maintenance updates. Nothing too heavy to worry about. Do remember, in situations like this, sometimes it's better to just sit on your hands, not do anything, and try and find a actual update, and then wait for a solution to be thrown your way. Folks, have a really, really nice weekend. Possible one video coming tomorrow. Definitely nothing on Sunday, and we'll see you on Monday again. Have a really nice weekend wherever you are. Stay safe. Beware of scammers. Beware of doppelgangers. Beware of anybody pretending to be me. None of this is financial advice. It's all for educational purposes only. If you feel like subscribing, drop a subscription, drop a comment, drop a like. It really does help this video get out there, and it helps the channel grow. And I'll catch you in the next one.